Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Socially Awesome channel. Alyece Smith here, and I am so excited to finish this series of multiple streams of income with you, all about freelance marketing. So this is actually what I left my 9-to-5 to do. I was going to be freelancing, and I did. I did for a little while and had quick results. So I'm excited today to give you some tips on that. I do want to tell you a little bit about my journey and why I decided to go more in the agency route, but don't get me wrong, I still freelance. I still take jobs here and there, especially when I have a big income goal or a big expense coming up, or it's a job that I know I would crush it. Okay. So let me explain a little bit to you about freelancing and why companies do look for freelancers. So one, there's a lot of solopreneurs and coaches and things like that out there right now that they don't want employees, because with employees comes benefits. You got to pay for a lot of extra expenses. You got to pay different taxes on employees than you pay on on a contractor or whatnot. So a lot of companies do contract out a lot of things because it costs them less in the long run, even if they pay you a higher hourly rate than they would an employee. So you have to understand, because a lot of people think, why would they pay me that when they could pay an employee half that price? So on the back end, sometimes it's cheaper for a company to do that. And especially if it's a short-term project or something they're just looking to have it done, or they want a specialist. But you can look on websites like Fiverr and Upwork and get some ideas of what you can freelance. So that's actually how I left my 9-to-5, or that's when I knew I could do it. Been wanting to leave. I realized the 9-to-5 wasn't for me anymore. It wasn't for my family anymore. And I knew I needed to do something. I just didn't know what. All of the at-home opportunities like Amazon's call center and stuff just were $10 an hour, $12 an hour. And I was like, that's not going to cut it, right? So I started on Upwork, and I was able to see that, okay, if I could take X amount of jobs per month, I would be able to double my income, right? So that was what I was looking for. So I want to walk you through today some things that you could do to start freelancing, because these websites out here are like Craigslist for jobs. Think of it like that. So if you don't already have an Upwork profile or a Fiverr profile and you're looking to start freelancing, check that out. Okay. My company, I have jobs that I'll freelance out to other people, like my Pinterest account. Okay. So my team is at max capacity right now with all of my clients' work, but I want my Pinterest to look better. And I don't have any more hours in the day. My team doesn't have any more hours in the day, but it's not really enough work to go hire someone full-time. So I would just freelance that out, right? I would go find someone that can do 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week or whatever you're looking for. And a lot of times freelancing is also like a virtual assistant. So there is a VA, but there's also the opportunity to be a specialized freelancer. So let me walk you through a few things. So marketing is a huge world, right? You got your social media, you got SEO, you got paid ads, you got product marketing, email marketing, conversion marketing, all the things. So if you have a specialty, what are you great at doing? You can be a freelancer for that. Because as a freelancer, you're definitely going to want to do something that you know you can generate results for, because you're going to need that to build your portfolio. To get big clients and big jobs, you're going to have a portfolio and show them results. You'll get some clients that will give you the opportunity to prove yourself, but most are going to want to see past work. And then what are you passionate about? If you're freelancing, there's going to be months where you have a lot of jobs, and there's going to be months where you have very little. So you really have to enjoy it to make sure that you are consistent with it. Because if you're not consistent out there looking for the jobs, they might not come find you. Okay. So think about freelance outside of your day job. So a good way to get started in freelance marketing is to do it on the side while you're still working. Don't tell your employer, but like on the weekends. So if you are someone who is in graphic design, you might take 2 or 3 graphic design jobs a month that you do at night or on the weekends. And that helps you build your portfolio, build your testimonials, build your reviews, because depending upon what company you work for, even if you're doing graphic design in your day job, you might not be able to use that work as your work and your portfolio when you leave. So you need to read your contract, because a lot of these contracts, especially employment contracts, are going to say those are the company's assets and you don't have the right to use them once you've left. So you need to look into that for sure. But it lets you build up extra income. It lets you start building your portfolio. It gives you the chance to learn it. So in other words, don't just quit your 9 to 5 and say, I'm going to freelance forever. Like start dipping your toes in before you jump in completely. But there is a whole world out there freelancing, and you can make 5-6 figures easily per month doing it. Like I know some freelancers that have had 6-figure months because they do websites or things that are very labor intensive, very expensive. Okay. How to find freelance work. So I talked to you about Upwork and Fiverr already. LinkedIn is also a really good opportunity. They have a job filter where you could put temporary or contract on there, and you can find a lot of freelance marketing jobs there. You can also look on like job boards. You can look into your network, meaning basically ask your audience. So ask your Facebook friends, ask your LinkedIn connections. Hey, do you know anyone that's looking for a freelance graphic designer or whatever you're planning to do? So incorporate that into your content and asking for those referrals. Okay. Then another thing you're going to look at your rates. So you'll want to have like a day and an hourly rate. You might have a project fee, a retainer. For me personally, everything is different based on what it is. And I know that seems crazy, but like my consulting fee for my packages that I offer with consulting, that's a flat rate. Okay, you pay that, but there's stipulations in the contract. So we meet X amount of times for this long. You get unlimited Voxer access with me. Like there's different things. For my monthly agency clients, so my clients that we actually handle all of their social media for them, they're on a contract that is a monthly cost. And with that cost is associated a certain amount of hours. So my team might agree to engage on their feed for 5 hours a month or whatever that looks like. And then for like website design and those types of things, those are usually going to be project based. So I have different rates for different tasks because some tasks require just me. If it requires my time completely and I can't outsource it or scale it to my team, it's going to cost you more because my time is the highest costing in this company because I can't be everywhere at one time. So you really need to think about that. Now that's me as a company owner, but as a freelancer, you still can have different rates for different projects. So don't feel like you're tied to one price. Also, ninja tip, if you're freelancing and you're getting jobs like this and you can't keep up, raise your price because you're probably not only one of the best, but probably one of the lowest priced, meaning everybody's coming to you. Okay. Think about that. Deliver on time. So deliverability is super important with freelancing. And this is one reason it's a really good idea to get an idea of how long it's going to take you before you do it. And before you go into it full time, because you're going to want to predict to the client how long it's going to take. So if someone asks you to build a landing page and a funnel, you're going to want to be able to say, okay, that's a 3-week project. I can get it to you by this date or whatnot. Because you're not their employee. So they're not going to see you every single day. They're going to have to put that trust in you. So you're going to want to have those ETAs. And that's only going to come with that experience for you to be able to time that down. So really think about that as well. And then learn your local tax rules. You definitely want to check that out. So I am not a tax professional, but I was told that websites are taxable, but like my social media marketing services are not. So like those are lines I have to know, right? And you're going to need to know those too, because as a freelancer, you self-employed and you're going to have to hold out your own taxes and stuff like that. So you don't want to short yourself at the end of the year. So I hope this is helpful. I could probably talk about this forever, but I'm very passionate about going out there and enjoying what you're doing. So if you're someone who, like me, who likes something different every day, and the monotony gets to you, then check freelancing out because it is a great way to get your foot in the door with, different opportunities. So as always, just to finish off the month, we have our Socially Awesome podcast giveaway. Don't forget about that. Take a screenshot wherever you're watching, throw this in your stories and tag me. You get 1 entry for every tag. So if you do it for every episode that you listen to this month, you'll get an entry for each one. You get an entry for every download. So if you download 10 episodes, you're going to get 10 entries. You get 5 entries for a review if you leave a review. And at the end of the month, we'll tally up all the entries and someone's going to win $100 in cash. So I'm so excited to bring that to you. And as always, Make it simple, make it social, make it awesome. I'll see you next time.